Hello folks, welcome to this week's news roundup, and I'd like to thank Pouch for sponsoring this week's video. Lots and lots to get through in this one, so I won't delay. I'm going to fire straight into it once you've liked and subscribed. Thanks. Okay, so a majority of these stories are coming up from Autocar, but as one or two others appear, I'll let you know. Wales to lower urban speed limits to 20 miles an hour. Wales will become the first UK nation to lower speed limits in built-up areas from 30 to 20 by default, in a bid to cut traffic collisions and reduce noise. Ministers also hope it will encourage more motorists to either walk or cycle. Following trials across the country, many drivers have blasted the lower speeds for increasing congestion and journey times. Scores of towns and cities across the UK already impose 20-mile-an-hour limits on residential roads, but have to approve individual applications to lower it from the default 30. If new legislation is passed by government later today, Wales will become the first country to impose 20 miles an hour as the standard speed limit in these busy areas. No problem with this in busy areas. Put 20 miles an hour in by a school, for example, during school sort of pick up drop off times, or even during the whole school day. Busy shopping streets, things like that. Anyway, where you get loads of pedestrians. There may be really small little side roads and things, and quite a lot of main roads through towns are 30 miles an hour, and there's absolutely no issue. So putting those down to 20 seems absolutely ludicrous. The government are already trying to force people onto bikes and walking, but not everyone can do that. Not everyone's physically able to do that. Not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone wants to go and do their weekly shop on a push bike. I think the most telling point is right here. Anyone caught speeding could face a minimum £100 fine and 3 penalty points. Read what you will into that. Panasonic claims new battery tech will increase range by 20%. Major supplier says improved batteries will also allow electric vehicles to be roomier and lighter. To do this, Panasonic plans to use a new mix of additives to allow individual cells to run at a much higher voltage without damaging batteries' performance. The firm plans to roll out its new technology in stages over several years, then advance it enough to hit its 20% target by 2030. When this goal is achieved, the long-range variant of the Tesla Model 3 could increase its range by 62 miles from 331 to 393. Panasonic's a long-standing supplier of battery parts to Tesla. This is from Routers, by the way. Hyundai Motor delays launch of upgraded Nexo hydrogen car. Probably not a lot of people have heard of it. They had planned to introduce a new version of the car this year, and they're now kind of pushing that back to 2024 because of delays in used car parts, basically. And these delays in car parts seem to be a continuing theme. Not only are these car park delays and shortages a problem for new car production, but also for existing cars. I know a couple of people have said to me in the comments that their car's been in the garage for like 6 weeks, 2 months, because the manufacturer can't get a simple part. All this talk of car part shortages is making me think about the Audi TT that I'm working on, and I need to get a few bits in for that. So Pouch is a completely free browser extension that searches for and applies the best discount codes available for your online shopping. So here I am on the Euro Car Parts website, and I'm just going to get a fuel filter for the TT, then brake pads and brake discs, and then we're going to go to the basket, go to checkout, and Pouch is automatically popping up there. Click on try codes, and here it just works its magic. So it's immediately found a code. It's going to save me 112 quid. Pouch works on over 3,000 UK websites with people like Black Circles, Halfords, B&Q, just to name a few. And if there are no live codes at the time you're shopping online, you can earn points that can be exchanged for things like gift vouchers in future. Brilliant. Pouch only takes a couple of clicks to install and pin to your browser. It really could not be easier. Anyone can do this. So as Pouch is sponsoring this video, please support it. It's completely free. It's going to save you money, and it's going to support my channel. Thanks! That TT of mine, by the way, is in here. Great used cars to buy from the noughties. They've actually gone for the TTS, but they're actually saying that the normal TT is a very good car. And also, get the manual if you like, keep your left arm busy, but the auto is a tad quicker off the line and easier to live with in town. I've got the auto. That little series of videos I'm doing, by the way, please do go and pay it a visit. It doesn't get much love. If it continues to not get much love, I won't be doing another series like it. Lynk Co are coming to the UK in early 2024 with Bespoke EV. Chinese brand is plotting an electric strategy for the UK after making a single hybrid SUV in Europe. 𝙇𝙄𝙉𝙆𝙎 company, so that's a company that owns Volvo and Polestar, started making the hybrid SUV in a number of key markets in Europe in 2020, but it's plotting an all-electric strategy for the UK. As business is going so well in other countries, we're now accelerating the process of going to the UK, probably early 2024. Now, the European car, the Lynk Co 𝙇𝙄𝙆𝙎, is based on Volvo's CMA platform. So that's the platform being used in Volvo XC40 Recharge and the C40 Recharge. It says here that Lynk & Co would also bring its subscription sales model to the UK, whereby owners pay a flat, all-inclusive monthly fee, sign up for as little as a month at a time. The 𝙇𝙄𝙆𝙎 is available for €550, about 470 quid a month in Europe, and offers just two colour choices, blue or black. And as that's all inclusive, I assume that includes things like your maintenance, your insurance, everything else, road tax, etc. So Skoda have previewed a new Vision 7S electric 7-seater concept. You can see here some pictures of this layout. It shows two small seats in the back and then two in the middle row, but it's got a place for rear-facing baby seat. And then you've got the driver and passenger up front. This is a bit odd, to have your baby sort of in the middle facing backwards, but it's probably not a bad shout. It's supposed to be the safest place to be in the back of a car, is it right in the middle. The really good news for me is that this appears to show that Skoda are developing an MPV, because what we see here really does look like an MPV interior, and something that's really designed to be an MPV interior and not a converted SUV or something. And I like an MPV and I want them to stay. Updated MG5 EV estate goes on sale at just under 31 grand. Electric estate gains redesigned bodywork, upgraded standard equipment and improved towing power. So this is the MG5 for those of you that are not aware of it. It's not one of the SUVs, it's just an estate car. So in the entry level trim, which is SE, going to gain LED headlights for the first time. It also comes with roof rails, adaptive cruise control and a rear parking camera, smartphone mirroring and MG Pilot safety features. The trophy model, which is the top spec, starts at 33.5 grand, adding automatic climate control, leather upholstery, rear privacy glass, heated front seats with electric adjustment, 17-inch wheels and a larger 10.25-inch infotainment system. My initial reaction to that is that for an MG estate car, one that looks a bit bland, let's face it, and they're talking about the top spec one having a few bits and bobs that have been standard in quite a lot of cars for quite a long time, things like automatic climate control. I think 33.5 grand is quite a lot of money for that. Previously, the estate was the UK's 5th biggest selling EV last year, although it was priced from 25 grand in its lowest spec. And it's now going to be 31 grand. All these new cars, folks, are going up and up and up. Just a quick reminder to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and click that notification bell. I can't make these videos without views, likes, subscribers. I'm aiming to get 20,000 by the end of August. It seems a ludicrous target by now and completely unachievable, but it's only with your help that I can achieve it. And also, massive thanks to everyone that bought me a coffee last week. I really do appreciate it. Pagani to continue releasing V12 hypercars after scrapping EV plan. Ultra-exclusive hypercar maker to buck the industry trend after 4-year study saying EVs lack emotion. Exceptional looking Barnet here, and I think that certainly doesn't lack volume, does it? The car EVs might lack emotion according to him, but his hair's not lacking any volume, that's for sure. I'm sure that's not going to affect too many of you, but if you still want to buy your V12 Pagani in future, then by all means you can. Geely launches new EV brand Radar with electric pickup truck. Latest brand from Chinese giant promises to create portfolio of electric vehicles including SUVs and even ATVs. In this video we've already discussed Lynk & Co being a new Geely brand to the UK, and they're also coming out now with Radar. So this, I assume, is going to try and rival Rivian a little bit, but they're also talking about SUVs and all-terrain vehicles. Nothing wrong with the looks of this. I love a pickup, as you probably know. Its debut vehicle, the RD6, will be built on Geely's new Sustainable Experience Architecture, SEA, which is set to be used by other upcoming cars within the brand's family, including the Lotus Eletre, Polestar 4 and Smart 1. This will allow the pickup to be powered by either a single or dual motor powertrain. Performance figures and range are yet to be disclosed. So in last week's video, we mentioned that Aston Martin were in financial troubles. Well, they've revealed a huge £653 million investment plan. Funding is set to include £78 million deal with the Saudi Public Investment Fund, PIF, in exchange for a 16.7% shareholding, and up to 2 non-executive director seats on its board. PIF is already a shareholder in McLaren. A further 575 million will be raised through a rights issue, which is expected to be undertaken this autumn. Today's announcement marks the latest success in the evolution of Aston Martin, restoration of the business and balance sheet we inherited, and the acceleration of our long-term growth potential, said Aston Martin Executive Chairman Lawrence Stroll. So we're over on Auto Express now, and the Renault 4 is to return as an affordable and practical electric car. The iconic Renault 4 will bring retro design to the electric super mini segment. So what do we think of the looks of this one, folks? Let me know in the comments, won't you? Obviously, the Renault 5 is also going to be relaunched, and we have seen one of those. You would have seen one of those if you're one of the 12 people that watched my video on Goodwood Festival of Speed. But let me know your thoughts on that. Not a great deal of information in this, as is often the case when these things are first announced, so I'm sure there'll be more to come on that in future weeks. New 2022 Honda Civic Type R to be revealed on the 21st of July, so keep your eyes peeled for that on the 21st of July. It's still going to be front-wheel drive this, which is a little bit of a surprise. There was a lot of feeling that it might go four-wheel drive to follow things like the Golf R. It's going to have a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, bespoke suspension setup, and aggressive aero package. So we'll cover this one in more detail when we've got some details rather than speculation next week. New 2023 Honda CR-V arrives with hybrid power and rugged looks. The new Honda CR-V SUV makes American debut, but gives us our first look at the revamped CX-5 rival ahead of the European launch next year. So I recently reviewed the CR-V, and a lot of the comments were along the lines of, great car, but it's looking a bit long in the tooth. It just all feels a bit old-fashioned, blah, blah, blah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is this a step in the right direction, or is it still a bit too conservative? I think it's a step in the right direction. Quite like the look of that at first sight. See, they've gone with a selector there instead of those buttons for the gear changes, which is probably not a bad move. And yeah, I don't mind the look of that. VW ID Buzz is now on sale in the UK. All right, so they start at 57 grand. That's for the entry-level Life version. The top spec, which is the first edition, is 63 grand. It says it'll offer up to 250 miles of range. These are fantastic looking things. Like, lots of people want one, but 60 grand, yuck. Hyundai Envision 74 concept is a 670 brake horsepower fuel cell hybrid. Now, this thing has made me feel all funny inside. Look at it. Wow. To be fair, this is what I was hoping for the Ioniq 6, something like this. They've taken a few styling nods from the Ioniq 5, which I absolutely love, like the sort of 8-bit lights and what have you. But they've sort of taken it on another level. Immediately, it just feels like quite DeLorean to me, and I can see about 50 other cars in it. I absolutely love this thing. It's like they've taken some of the coolest sort of 70s, 80s designs and just chucked them in a big pot and come up with this. It's awesome. I love it. Tell me if you love it in the comments. So there's a 670 brake horsepower hybrid drivetrain on board that allows for 155 mile an hour top speed. Hybrid here referencing the 74 batteries and the hydrogen fuel cell setup. The batteries are 62.4 kilowatt hour unit with 800 volt fast charging capability, wow, while the hydrogen fuel cell was said to be the most advanced the company's ever built, weighing just 4.2 kilos and able to be refilled in 5 minutes. There's no other sort of stats for this, but I mean, wow, just wow. The Hyundai RN22E shows what an Ioniq 6N could look like. Just another concept from Hyundai, and they're suggesting here that the Ioniq 6N might look very much like this. I don't dislike this, and I don't dislike the Ioniq 6, but they don't do the same for me as that last one did. Again, this concept is based on that battery hydrogen hybrid setup. Check this thing out. The Apocalypse Juggernaut 6x6 is unlike anything you've ever seen on the road. In fact, we're not quite sure how this 850 brake horsepower 6-wheeled Leviathan is allowed on public roads. This is in the USA, I have to tell you. So you're not going to get one of these bumbling around little villages in the Cotswolds or something. But look at that thing. It's an absolute monster. 2.24 metres tall, 2.5 metres wide. Not great for London width restrictors. No, probably not. Humongous. Those tyres are 40-inch monsters and the wheels are 22 inches. Tow over 9,000 kilos and the interior is one of the largest cabins ever produced. The price? $298,000. There you go, folks. There's a way to spend your money, eh? Now, as Pouch have been kind enough to sponsor this video, please give it an install. I'm going to pop the link up on the screen. It's also in the video description and pinned as the top comment. It costs you absolutely nothing, so you've got no reason not to. The best thing about it is it helps support the channel. The more people that install this completely for free, and don't forget, it's going to save you money at the end of the day. The more people that install it completely free and start saving money with it, the better it is for me and this channel, and it means I can keep producing this kind of content for you. Thanks ever so much for watching. See you again soon.